It is truly a journey. Good morning to each and every one of you. It is truly a journey. How many of y'all feeling that this morning? It is truly a journey. Now, here's the deal. The Bible says, be not weary in well doing, for if you faint not, you will reap. You will reap the benefits of having not quit. Unfortunately, a lot of people quit. A lot of people start what is right, they start doing what is good, and then somewhere along the line it fizzles off. They just couldn't keep it going. They couldn't keep it going. So I want to say good morning to each of you because you have made a commitment to allowing this to be a part of your habit. It's a part of your regimen. It's a part of your early morning experience. So thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Cynthia, for your discipline and dedication. Thank you so much, Miss Phyllis, for showing up. Thank you, Maria and Kendrick. Thank you, Jamal. Man, listen, you guys inspire. Joanne, I see you keep popping back in there. Come on, Lynette, you're popping in there. Come on, Miss Carol. Listen, we going in. Vito and Linda, thank you so much. Because you know what? A lot of people start, they stop, they start, they stop. And the truth is, it's a habit. It's a habit. And so there are so many of you guys, you plug in and you plug in and you plug in even when you don't feel like it. And let me tell you something. That's what commitment is all about. Commitment is all about doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. Let me say that again. Commitment is doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. And that's the reason why I'm so grateful to Miss Tina Jones. I'm so grateful, Minister Evelyn Schaefer, who's a part of the group. I'm so grateful to Coach Deborah. I mean, all of you guys. You guys are amazing. I know you get in trouble when you start calling names, right? I did something this week. I'm going to try to do it until tomorrow, where we'll do our Q&A and I'll look at the questions and I'll look at actually the talking in the comments. But I said, let's just dive right in, Ricardo. Dive right in and let's see how that works. And so you guys have been engaging. I haven't gone over to the chat, but I'm not going to do that until Friday. But good morning to each and everyone. I don't know who all is continuing to pop in as I speak, but let's dive into today's talk. I want to talk about 5 lies we tell ourselves. 5 lies we tell ourselves. One of the greatest thing you can do is to be honest with yourself. One of the greatest things. So I mentioned earlier this week, you got to admit it. I said you have to forgive yourself. I said you have to learn how to criticize yourself, how to go in on yourself. This is a part of the journey because we live in a society that causes us to become so acclimated to behaviors that are not good for us. So Pastor Claire, we start and we stop. We start and we stop. Jason, we start and we stop. Okay? And Jamal, you identify what's good for you and then you start doing it, and then before you know it, you start incorporating behaviors that kept you where you were. And you got to tell yourself, I am no longer living like that. I'm not living like that anymore. So there's some things you got to admit. Miss Jocelyn, you got to admit. Okay? Mother Katie, there's some things we all got to admit, right? So thank you, each and every one of you guys, for showing up and making this a part of the experience. Because here's what I want. I want these sessions. Miss Jocelyn, you and I spoke about this, I think a couple weeks back. And I said, I want these to be like that morning coffee trigger that is kicked in and just sort of give you that boost to say, remind yourself, don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle. And Mr. Carroll, you get that chip, John Wells, you get that chip, Miss Sybil, you get that chip. Thank you guys, man. Y'all are amazing. I love and appreciate this community. I call it effective living ambassadors. Yes, I was talking to somebody on yesterday evening and I told them, I said, listen, next year the cruise is going to be called the Effective Living Ambassadors Cruise. We're going to go to the islands of the Bahamas and we're going to represent. I'm going to set it up a little bit different where we're going to have ambassadors going different places, doing different things to make an impact on the island. But this morning, I want us to address some things that I found to be problematic on our way to living life effectively. Remember now, this week we've been really talking about addressing at the very core how to stop lying to ourselves. People lie to themselves all the time. People lie to themselves all the time. And that's just something you got to tell yourself, hey, listen, I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to lie to myself. But yet I have to have this healthy balance where I'm speaking those things that are not as though they are. So I want to have a healthy balance of being able to prophesy into my future. I want to be able to declare a thing and it become the thing that is manifested in my life. But at the same time, I want to be real enough to identify I got some issues and I need to address them. And the only way to address them is to call them out. The only way to address them is to admit it. But here are a few, and I want you guys to help me. If you come up with a few that you found to be common and very popular among people that you have lived with, you've lived around, or you've actually just seen commonly stated maybe on social media, plug it in the comment section. But today I want to talk about 5 lies that we tell ourselves. 5 lies that we tell ourselves. So are you ready? Are you ready, Miss Phyllis? Are you ready, Miss Carol? Let's go. Okay, the first lie that we tell ourselves, and if any of these, Miss Cindy, if any of these, any of us, we find these, boy, that's one for me right there. Be honest, okay? Because see, not because you accept an idea as true, mean it is true. So there's this new thing out now called My Truth. And what you really want is not necessarily your truth. What you want is the truth. You want the truth. The Bible said the truth will set you free. So what you have to be careful of is conjuring up ideas that you start to lean on and hold to be true to your heart, but it's limiting. It's limiting. You want to be free. I want to be free. I'm committed to being free. So what I don't want to do is hold on to ideas that will keep me back from becoming my best self. Number 1, if I could just fix this, then my life will be amazing. Common lie. A lie that we tell ourselves. If I can just fix this, write that down. That's number 1. If I could just fix this, my life will be okay. That's not true. But people say it all the time. I just need to fix this one area of my life and then everything will be okay. I just need to fix this one. That's what you see now. It's the squeaky wheel. Mother Katie, you like that? It's one of those things that people do. People say, if I could just fix this, what is this? I mean, and a lot of people got a lot of different this. If I could just fix this, my life will be amazing. It's not true. Because what I found is that oftentimes we fix it only to discover there is something else. Because our lives are seldomly amazing by fixing any one thing. But people say it all the time. People say it all the time. So you want to start watching what you say. You want to start paying attention to what you're giving your focus to as regards to an idea. If I can only fix this, my life will be amazing. If we can only fix this in our marriage, then our life will be amazing. If I can only fix this around the house, then everything is going to be okay. Just if I can fix this. And there are a lot of things that can be played out of this statement that is so commonly said, that is so strong, that is very limiting. And you got to know your life is bigger and more than the limited position you put on as the fix-it-all. Has to fix it all. So number one, if I could just fix this, my life will be amazing. Number two, how many of you guys ready for number two? Number two, if I had more time, I would do. That's another lie we say to ourselves. If I had more time. The truth is, you're never given more time. You're never given more time. You do well with time, or you simply aren't doing well with time, but you're never given more time. The truth is, you've only got 24 hours. John Wells, you only got 24 hours. Vito, only 24 hours. Jamal, only 24 hours. So the question is, how well are you with managing yourself with 24 hours? Because it's a lie to say if I only had more time. It's all about priority. Write that down. It's all about priority. All things are permissible to me, but not all things are beneficial. I am not going to be all over the place. I'm not going to commit to everything. I can't do everything. I'm not going to go everywhere. I'm just, because I have limited time. I don't have all the time in the world. I don't have all the time in the world. No, I have a limited amount of time. And so the whole statement, if I had more time, the truth is you don't need more time. You just need to do better with the time that you currently have. You don't need more time. You just need to do better with the time you have. So let's stop saying that. I've stopped saying that. I don't say that anymore. I don't have enough time. Where did the time go? The time went where it always go. Forward. Time is constantly moving. Time is constantly moving. Time is moving fast. Well, the truth is, if you manage yourself within the time, second, minutes, and hours, start doing a time management audit. Consider a time management audit. Look at where you've been putting your time and how well you're doing with the time that you have, especially for people who are saying things like, I don't have enough time. Especially for people who feel frustrated and overwhelmed by the amount of things that they have to do. How are you doing with managing yourself with time? I got to get better at managing myself with time. And this is one of those things you can always learn. How many of y'all know we live in a world with a lot of time wasters? Things that eat up your time. Seconds are going no matter what. Minutes are going no matter what. Hours are going no matter what. Days are going no matter what. And so you got to be careful now. If you learn to manage time, you will figure out, okay, I can start, like I've done this. Last night I was watching a movie. I felt the need to just shut down and rest and throw my legs up, grab a remote, and I was treating myself, Kendrick, with a movie. Okay, I was treating myself with a movie. And then I paused the movie, and then I went ahead and watched our dog, shampooed the dog, and finished dealing with the dog, and went ahead and prepared me something to snack on. And then I went back to start and watch my movie. Then I got up again, paused the movie, and I realized I had a phone call or two to make. I made the phone call, and then I paused the movie again because the movie is not a priority. Even though I want to do the movie, I'm not going to dismiss all that I still have to do at any given time. So I like the whole concept of being able to pause your Netflix movie and put priority back in place. I'm washing clothes, I'm folding clothes, I'm putting away clothes, but I'm still watching movies, right? Or I'm watching a movie. I'm just saying to you, watch what you're doing with the time you have. Where are you spending your time? Okay, where are you spending? Ask yourself, where am I spending my time? Where am I putting my time? Time is your most valuable resource. Time wasted is a time you'll never have again. So the whole concept of if I had more time, you have time. The question is, what are you doing with it? Okay, number three, this is another lie we tell ourselves, okay? I would change, but I can't because of, uh, you know, I would change. That's number three. I would change, but I can't because of. If you only knew what happened to me, I'm telling you, I would change, but that's a lie. It's a lie. It's a crutch. Is this good stuff? Come on. This is correct. So you start looking at, oh man, I would change if they would do this, or if get over yourself. Come on. At the very core, you got to go a little bit deeper, Megs. You got to go a little bit deeper. As a matter of fact, listen, ladies and gentlemen, Megs and her crew, they represented on the cruise. Megs, I appreciate you showing up, being a part of Effective Living, last year's cruise. This cruise showing up in the morning session. As a matter of fact, you're a true ambassador because Meg spreads the word and tell others, hey man, you need to be in the morning session. Coach Ricardo is pushing some thoughts that will help us to break some things and help us to elevate ourselves to move closer to maximizing our potential. Love and appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of the community. I saw yesterday, I was reading, going through all the comment section, and Miss Tina Jones was being an ambassador and saying, hey, you gotta go next year. Everybody listen, 2024, call Alex. I placed the information in the chat. Everybody should treat themselves a couple of times a year, man. We're getting older. Eventually, we're going to die. Eventually, we won't have the energy and resources, maybe to even do a cruise in years to come. So when you can, you do. When you cannot, you don't beat yourself up for having can't, but you do what you can. And so thank you, Megs. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, all of you guys. Y'all are amazing. Kendrick represented the cruise in such a phenomenal way. It was just awesome. But this whole thing, I would change, but I can't because of, is something you got to look at. What is it that you're saying you can't? Well, that's just not me. That's just not me. And I've been looking at that statement. How many of us use that statement? That's just not me. Joanne, do you use that statement? That's just not me. What about you, Miss Phyllis? That's just not me. Because the truth is, that's what you've become accustomed to. That's all. The vast majority of what we say, that's not us, is what we've just become accustomed to. That can change. How many of you can testify, Miss Cynthia, how many of you can testify that you can recall years ago you had a thing that you no longer have? How many of you can say, Minister Carol, how many of you can say that you had a thing that you no longer have? That you no longer, I can remember I used to, man, I used to had to go home and watch me some Walker, Texas Rangers. Oh man, let me tell you something. I used to love me a Big Mac and some fries. Listen, Lynette, I would go ahead driving to work. Driving to work. If I'm going in late, Big Mac fries, Big Mac fries. Early morning, I'm getting into the office, Burger King, the egg McCheese ham croissant sandwich. Ooh, I can eat. They have those 4 for $4 or something like that. I buy 4 of them bad boys in the traffic. Oh wow. John Wells, I'm just like going in on it. Miss Sybil, I'm just going in on it because it was my thing. And I just tell myself, that's just the way it is. That's what I do. I love me some Burger King breakfast. I love me some Big Macs, but I don't even care for the Burger King breakfast anymore. I don't care for McDonald's Big Mac and the fries anymore. It used to be. I used to love me some Walker, Texas Ranger. It's not really my thing anymore. There's a lot of things that's no longer my thing that used to be my thing. How many of y'all can testify of that? So the whole thing, that's just who I am now, would change, because after a while you say, I used to drink sodas every day. I don't drink sodas anymore. I used to stay up late. I don't stay up late anymore. I used to spend money like crazy. I don't spend money like crazy anymore. I used to hang out on the weekend a lot. I don't hang out on the weekend anymore. Oh man, I used to be very particular about what I eat. Or I used to eat anything. Now I'm very particular. How many of y'all see? You can change. You can change. That's really what I'm trying to push. But I want you to be intentional. Write that down. Intentional. Like, what changed was that you chose to change. I chose to pass the McDonald's drive-thru and not do the Big Mac anymore. I chose to stop watching. They still got Walker Texas Rangers coming on. I don't watch it. I just don't. I don't. It used to be my thing though. And over the years, I'm finding myself, I'm changing. I used to be a late night owl, but now I'm an early riser. So the whole concept, that's not me, is really, that's what you've become accustomed to. So what you want to do is you want to start paying attention. How much of what you've been saying, that's just me? And start pulling back on that. Now, some things after a while, you'll realize you've become accustomed to it, and that's what you want it to be, and you're going to keep it, and that's fine. But when it's limiting you, that's what I'm talking about. When it's limiting you and you're leaning in on it and holding on to it as a crutch. You like that, Miss Jocelyn? When you're leaning in on it and you're holding on to a crutch, when the truth is you can change, you have changed, and you're going to need to change even the more. Let's go to number 4. So number 4, everything is great. Everything sucks. This is a lie we tell ourselves. Number 4, everything's great. Hey man, how you doing? Everything's great. You know that ain't true. You know that ain't true. Everything sucks. Oh my God, my life sucks. Everything sucks. You've met people like that. How many of y'all? Be honest. Be honest. The chat should be living. Come on. Let me look over in the chat. Listen, be honest. How many of you know people who are massively extreme? Everything's great or everything sucks. When the truth is, neither is true. It's not everything's great. I'm okay with where we are, but there could be some adjustments. And everything sucks is not true either, right? You said, man, Ricardo, you're being too particular. You're being too, you're drawing the line too tight. I'm telling you, to take control of your life, you got to learn how to monitor what you've been saying. What do you believe? Does your life really suck? And why would you say that when the truth is your life really doesn't suck? Somebody's praying to be where you are. But you're not even counting your blessings. You're not counting your blessing. And then there are others who say, everything's great. You walk in and everything's great. Well, nobody's ever going to offer to help you. Nobody ever wants to help me. Nobody's ever going to help you because you're lying. Everything's not great. How are you doing? Everything's great. But your car is on E. And you're talking to somebody who could favorably set you up to have a full tank. So, how are you doing? Yeah. I am going through. I'm not going to sit in what I'm in. It could be better. Yeah, today is a challenging day, but I'm grateful to God that I'm an overcomer. See that? That's a positive spin with some truthful facts about the season. I'm not saying my life sucks, because it doesn't, because somebody will switch with me in a minute and thank God for having what I have. But then at the same time, I'm not going to say everything isn't great, because the truth is my bank account could use some more money. I got little things going on with my health in the aging process. I'm like, hold on. I wish these would be adjusted. Just a bunch of little things. So everything's not great and everything doesn't suck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to be more mindful of these lies we tell ourselves to ensure that I don't hurt my future by establishing a thought. And culturally, for those of you guys in the Bahamas, for African Americans, for Hispanics, you got these statements that are generally stated even from a cultural standpoint. There are religious statements that are said that are limiting. And because it is commonly said doesn't mean it's right. Not because it's commonly said mean it's right. So you want to get to the point where you study you, and you study you in regards to what is it that I've been saying that's not actually true. Okay. Last but not least, I know what I'm doing. That's a lie that a lot of times we say to ourselves. Out of pride, just I know what I'm doing. Write that one down. Number 5, I know what I'm doing. Do you? Do you know what you're doing when it comes to your money, your credit, your child, your marriage, your health, your career, your mental state? Come on, your environment, the crisis or the issue that you're dealing with. Do you really know, or have you simply crossed your fingers with the hope and a prayer that it'll all work itself out? It's like you're gambling with your life. You're playing Russian roulette. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And there's a deal. When you don't know what you're doing, you should be honest with that. I have no clue what I'm doing. That's the only way the person who's assigned to help you can help you, when you're honest. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm not, at this age, I should. I feel so bad telling people I don't know. So what do? You lie? And then when you lie, you're stuck. I'm not good with money, but I'm going to get better. I haven't ever been really good with money, but I'm going to get better. I'm also grateful for my 5 friends who are incredible with money, because once I'm now honest, I can say I don't know what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start friending people who do know what they're doing in regards to the area where I'm struggling. Association matters. This is wisdom. I'm struggling with this, but everybody's not struggling with this. I'm not going to hang out with people who are struggling with what I'm struggling with. I want to level up. I want to make sure that I'm going to admit it. I'm going to forgive myself for the mistakes I've made in the past. I'm going to be very critical with myself. Okay? I'm not going to lie to me. I'm going to tell me what needs to be said to ensure that I can move forward. So the whole concept of I know what I'm doing when I don't won't set me up for an incredible future. You have to know when you don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I found? When you don't know what you are doing, somebody does. And it's healthy, and it's really good for you to just simply go ahead and say, help. I don't like how people talk to you when get over yourself. That's a behavior you got to adjust, because here's the deal. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear, but the teacher may appear with an accent. The teacher may appear with a demeanor that you don't prefer, but that's who you need. At this point, that's your deliverer. Embrace the deliverer. Embrace the help. Okay, tomorrow we'll be doing questions live. Come on, show up. We're gonna be live. You can tell some friends we're gonna be live on the YouTube channel, and we're also live here in our exclusive group. And so I'm looking forward to tomorrow morning. Please don't miss it. And maybe you can put your questions into the comment section, and I'll take my time and look through the questions section. Brittany, who is here, part of our community, Brittany will be asking questions tomorrow. And so, Brittany, these are 5 lies we tell ourselves. How many of you guys are working on making sure you're not lying to yourself? The rest of your life can't be the best of your life if you're not assessing your life correctly. And a part of assessing your life demands that, number 1, you admit it. Number 2, you forgive yourself for the mistakes you've identified you've made. Number 3, you learn to be critical and very skilled when it comes to critiquing your behavior. Don't hold back on you. And then you identify number 4, which is what I focus on today, is identify the lies you've been telling yourself. I have a whole list of lies that I've been telling myself. And I'm now moving those lies because those lies restrict you from going to the next level. God bless you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't miss it. It's going to be a great day. We'll close it out with a bang. I'll also announce what next week's teaching series is going to be. Thank you so much for being a part of the community. I love and appreciate you all. You guys, it's just a blessing to do life with you. We got some exciting announcements for the end of the year. I want you guys to be a part of a lot of what we got going on. We're going up together. God bless you. Bye-bye.